Your angel is deeply worried about you and has sent this message right now. What's about to happen in your life will change everything you believe. Open immediately. The air feels different tonight. Can you feel it? It's as if the heavens themselves are holding their breath. A stillness, thick and weighty, blankets the spirit realm. Not the calm of peace, but the silence that comes before a holy shift. This is not ordinary silence. It is divine suspense. The kind that comes when angels lean close, waiting for a soul to finally perceive what's been circling them in the unseen. Archangel Michael speaks now, not to the many, but to the one whose spirit has been stirring without reason. You. The one who has felt the pull in your chest, the tension behind your thoughts, the ache in your soul that refuses to be explained. You have not been imagining it. You have been watched, not in fear, but in fierce protection. Your angel has been pacing the heavens, whispering your name in sacred urgency. You have been marked, not for harm, but for revelation. Heaven's records show something divine has paused over your life. A spiritual observation has been underway. Everything you felt, the interruptions, the losses, the uncomfortable quiet, it has all been evidence of one truth: heaven has placed you under watch. Not because of what you did wrong, but because of what is about to be made right. This message did not come through by chance. It did not arrive by coincidence, nor did it find you by accident. It is not for everyone. It is a summon, a divine signal for those who have been restless without explanation, crying out with no clear reason, sensing the press of invisible eyes in moments of stillness. You have been selected to receive what others were not ready to hear. The angel assigned to you hath been dispatched, not with comfort, but with confrontation, not with answers, but with awakening. There hath been a shift, not a natural one, but a supernatural redirection. Your steps have been rerouted. Your plans have been rearranged. This interruption is not destruction. It is divine construction. You are walking through what feels like uncertainty, but in the heavenly dimension, it is called positioning. You felt like something is about to break, and you're right. What's about to happen in your life will change everything you thought you believed. Time is thinning now. The hourglass in the heavens is down to its final grains, and the Spirit of God declares, "Be still. Listen before you move. Wait before you respond. Hear before you speak." There is a divine unveiling in motion, and you must be spiritually aligned to receive it. This message is not born from fear. It is born from divine concern, love cloaked in urgency. Heaven is not panicking, but your angel is deeply troubled. Not because of what's coming to you, but because of how unprepared your heart might be when it arrives. The angel fears your delay. The angel fears your distraction. The angel fears you'll ignore the signs and treat the sacred as common. But the silence you've been walking through, it is not emptiness. It is a preparation chamber, a holy womb where revelation forms. You have not been abandoned. You have been hidden, protected, processed, and now revealed. Your angel is not just watching. They are intervening. They are speaking now through this message, and heaven has wrapped this moment in holy clarity. Listen. Listen carefully. Type "I receive this message" in the comments if this found your spirit. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding you. By the next dawn, a revelation begins. The hourglass is overturned in the spirit realm, and the countdown is no longer waiting for your agreement. It is moving with or without your understanding. But heaven, in its mercy, has sent this message to your doorstep, carried by an angel who has battled through resistance just to bring this moment to you. You are not hearing a message, You are being visited. I, Michael, Chief Prince of the hosts of heaven, declare this by divine assignment. Heaven has called your name 3 times. Not once, not twice, but thrice, each time louder than before. And with every echo, the urgency has multiplied. You have reached the threshold of a sacred unveiling, and if you have ears to hear, the Spirit is ready to unlock what the natural mind could not comprehend. Do you think it coincidence that this message found you now? Do you think your scroll was misplaced, your prayers unheard, your path overlooked? No. You have been watched, not with condemnation, but with concern. You have walked through spiritual interference, strange delays, unexplainable heaviness, chills that kissed your spine, a pressure that made no logical sense. These were not accidents, they were signals, divine interruptions designed to shake you awake from the comfort of routine. This message does not come to entertain you, it comes to interrupt you, to stop you mid-step and announce that something massive is about to unfold. The atmosphere around you is no longer passive. It is pulsing with purpose. Your name has been whispered in angelic corridors. Your spirit has been marked with new coordinates. And the one who formed you has initiated movement around you, movement that will not wait for your fear to pass before it begins. Your angel is deeply worried, not because you are in danger, but because you are nearing destiny, and still doubting your worth, still questioning your readiness, still treating spiritual urgency like emotional confusion. This is the moment the angel has been assigned to. This is why you've been pressed, tested, silenced. Because you were not meant to move without alignment. Heaven refuses to let you sleepwalk into what must be entered fully awake. This is not a moment for popularity or public opinion. Not everyone around you will understand. And they don't need to. Because this message is not for them. It's for you. If your heart is pounding, if your spirit feels gripped, it's because this word has found its address. The heavens have moved swiftly to ensure it reached you in time. The angel assigned to you stands now with a scroll in hand, a scroll that bears both warning and promise. And the words written upon it cannot be altered, only accepted or ignored. This is the fork in the road, not of choice, but of consequence. What you decide in the next few days, how you respond to what heaven reveals, will determine the shape of your next season. And so I say this with divine weight. The heavens move swiftly, and your obedience will decide the outcome. There is no room left for confusion, no space left for delay. This message is not just information, it is a summons. And your angel is watching now, not to see your perfection, but your position. Heaven doesn't require your strength, only your surrender. Stand still. Listen close. The wind is shifting, and your angel is closer than you know. Type "I am listening" in the comments if this word pierced your spirit. Blessing code 777 is now active around you. There is something you felt, but haven't fully understood, an unsettling, an emotional tightness you couldn't put into words. You brushed it off. You've silenced your own intuition. You've told yourself, maybe I'm overthinking, or maybe it's just me. But it was never just you. What you've been feeling in the pit of your stomach was spiritual detection. The angel of the Lord says, your spirit saw what your eyes could not. You have been watched, not only by heaven, but by others cloaked in counterfeit concern. Conversations shift when you enter the room. The air grows heavy. Smiles stretch, but they do not reach the eyes. Words become carefully measured. Your presence triggers unease, not because you've done wrong, but because your presence disrupts deception. They know something about you. but not everything. They've sensed the shift in your spirit, the authority beginning to rise in you, and that makes them nervous. Because when your divine calling starts leaking through your humanity, those who secretly hoped you'd stay small begin to show their discomfort. And you felt it. In glances, in silence, in words that praised you publicly but pierced you privately. There is someone around you, yes, someone close, who has been masking jealousy as kindness. They speak of your blessings with a smile but swallow the bitterness of comparison behind closed doors. They have stood near you while secretly hoping you'd stay behind. They have heard your dreams and applauded with their hands, but their spirit clapped with resentment. And while you questioned your own discernment, heaven saw clearly. Heaven saw the whispers. Heaven saw the envy. Heaven saw what you were too kind to confront. And now the angel says, it is time to see what your eyes have missed. No more ignoring the shift in atmosphere. No more brushing aside the intuition that's been warning you. Heaven is not exposing to shame, it is exposing to protect. God is not revealing truth to destroy relationships, but to preserve your mission. You cannot carry destiny while dragging the weight of disguised enemies. You've been sensing this imbalance for weeks, even months, that silent emotional war, where you feel exhausted by interactions that used to energize you, where people who once celebrated you now seem indifferent, irritated, or unusually distant. That's not in your head. That's heaven pulling the veil back on unspoken betrayal. The spiritual tension you've been carrying. It is the weight of exposure pressing near. It is the Holy Spirit whispering, look again. Look at their tone. Look at the shift. Look at the contradiction between their lips and their energy. Not so you can hate, but so you can guard. Not to retaliate, but to recalibrate. The angel is not alarmed. The angel is activated. Because you have entered the phase where hidden alliances are being tested and fake supporters cannot pass through the gate of your next level. There is a cleansing coming, and it begins by showing you what you refuse to believe. Your discernment is not paranoia, it is prophecy. And this word was sent to confirm what your spirit already knew. Type "Show me the truth" in the comments if this resonated in your spirit. Blessing code 1188 is now circling around you. If this message struck your heart and opened your eyes, I invite you to help us reach more souls with this word. Every seed you sow becomes a trumpet in the spirit, sounding freedom, clarity, and breakthrough for someone else trapped in confusion. As the word says, give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Right now, your support becomes light to someone else's darkness. This is not just generosity, it is spiritual alignment. If you feel led, you can support this ministry through the super thanks or by becoming a channel member. For those who give through PayPal, the link is in the video description. Bless what is blessing you, and watch God multiply it back in divine timing. You must understand, this is not coincidence. This is not random hardship or bad timing. What you are facing now is not natural resistance, it is spiritual warfare disguised as confusion. The battles you're enduring, the tension pressing into your mind, the strange delays, the emotional pullback from people you trusted. It is all part of something much deeper than you've been told. This isn't punishment. This isn't failure. This is preparation. The enemy is not attacking you because you are weak. The enemy is attacking because you carry a light too strong to dim, a calling too weighty to delay any longer. Heaven has placed something on your life that darkness cannot tolerate. You've been wondering why your peace has been tested, why certain doors that seemed sure suddenly slammed shut, why some friendships have turned cold. It's because you have shifted dimensions in the spirit, and your light has drawn notice, not only from angels, but from adversaries. But listen carefully, not every storm is sent to stop you. Some storms are sent to awaken you. What you've been calling chaos has actually been divine confrontation. The Spirit of God has allowed certain disruptions, not to break you, but to expose what was false around you. There are voices that could not go with you. There are behaviors you could not keep. There were alignments that would have become spiritual liabilities in your next level. So heaven allowed the shaking, and in the shaking, masks have started slipping. This is the revelation your angel is desperate for you to see. You are not being broken. You are being built. The fight you're in is not about your past. It's about your future. You are under assault not because you failed, but because you've been activated. And now, the warfare surrounding you is confirmation that your assignment has moved into motion. So now you must shift your perception. Stop fighting people. Stop thinking this is about who left, who betrayed, or who doesn't understand you. This is not about flesh and blood. This is a test of discernment, not defense. And those who fight spiritual battles in the flesh will always end up exhausted. The angelic host has not surrounded you to cancel the storm. They have encircled you to equip you to stand in it. Stand, not in fear, not in panic, not in self-defense, but in stillness, alignment, and awareness. The enemy wants a reaction. The enemy feeds on your distraction. But your stillness will disarm what your shouting never could. Because heaven does not respond to emotional outbursts. It responds to obedience. You must know this. Every delay was recorded. Every betrayal was witnessed. Every moment of silence where you wondered if God was listening, all of it was observed and written down in heaven's scroll. And now, because you endured, the Spirit is reversing what was lost. Every lie spoken against you, every false accusation, every seed of doubt sown against your character, it is being overturned in the courts of heaven. But you must hold your position. You must not retaliate. You must not lose focus. The angel is guarding your perimeter, not to keep trouble out, but to keep you steady while the Lord fights for you. This is the testing before the elevation. This is the sifting before the increase. And those who pass this test of silence will walk in supernatural strategy. So now, the Spirit speaks. Do not fight flesh with flesh. This is your moment to rise above it. You are not here to react. You are here to reign. And those who endure with discernment will inherit double for their trouble. Type "I will stand in alignment" in the comments if this word aligns with your spirit. Blessing code 333 is activated now. The angel sent to you now issues a solemn warning, a prophetic alert wrapped in mercy. Within 72 hours, the energy around you will shift. Something will stir in the realm of the visible, but it will not originate from the surface. It will come from deep beneath, where motives have been hiding, where lies have been simmering, and where the next move of the adversary has been quietly forming. You are entering a window of divine exposure, and the Spirit does not want you caught off guard. Heaven is not alarmed, but heaven is focused. And now, you must be as well. You will soon face a confrontation, a pressure, or a test that may feel sudden, but it is not random. Someone near you, someone who has studied your rhythm, your emotions, your weaknesses, is preparing to disrupt your peace. But do not respond with your flesh. Do not be provoked. The enemy is not after your feelings. The enemy is after your focus. And the moment you give your reaction to the wrong voice, you forfeit alignment with the right one. This is not just conflict. It is strategy from the kingdom of darkness designed to pull you out of position right before heaven moves. The angel instructs you now. Watch for the signs in threes. A dream that unsettles you. A spoken word that pierces more than it should. And a silence. Yes, a silence. From someone whose absence will reveal more than their presence ever did. These three signs will be confirmations. Do not ignore them. Do not explain them away. The angel says, when you see these, take your position. Say nothing. Move nothing. Just observe. What looks like loss in this next moment, what feels like something being taken or withheld, is actually a divine gate of truth opening. The pain will be real, but behind the sting will come clarity. A heavenly reversal will begin where confusion once ruled. Your angel had been waiting for this moment. Heaven has permitted it, not to wound you, but to separate what is not meant to walk with you forward. God is not watching their actions, He is watching your response. Because the throne does not reward who shouted the loudest or fought the hardest. The throne releases favor to those who can be still while the storm announces what the soul already knew. What you feel right now, that tightness in your chest, that unease in your gut, that is the Spirit preparing you for spiritual unveiling. Masks will fall. Conversations will surface. Eyes will open. And you will not need to chase explanations. The truth will walk straight to you. But when the unveiling begins, you must not let your emotions decide your next move. Guard your reactions like treasure. Do not run to explain. Do not argue to prove. Do not beg to stay. The angel stands watch at your gates now, not to shelter you from the shift, but to stabilize you through it. Because heaven cannot promote a soul who still entertains emotional sabotage. The next 72 hours are not just about defense, they are about alignment. You are being given a final chance to surrender the need for control and embrace the power of surrender. The gates of truth will open with or without your cooperation, but your blessing will only follow if your heart stays humble when exposure strikes. You were not called to play in the dust of drama. You were called to rise in the clarity of divine positioning. This message is not only a warning, it is an invitation to be aligned with heaven's timeline. The next phase of your life does not wait for popular opinion. It waits for your obedience. Type "I am ready for revelation" in the comments if you receive this prophetic word. Lesson code 4444 now surrounds your next 72 hours. The angel of the Lord speaks again. Not with urgency this time, but with stillness, with calm, with a whisper so sacred only the Spirit can hear. Heaven is not just warning you. Heaven is guiding you. Not with panic, but with precision. Because the storm has not been sent to destroy you. It has been allowed to discipline your reactions and direct your soul. And now, in this holy moment, the angel says, "Be still, heaven fights when you don't." You've been tempted to defend yourself, to explain what others misunderstood, to prove your innocence in situations that were never meant for your voice. You've replayed conversations, rehearsed responses, wrestled with whether to stay silent or speak up. But the Spirit is clear. Your silence is not weakness. Your silence is strategy. The spiritual realm is responding not to your words, but to your withholding. When you choose stillness over strife, peace over pride, you give heaven permission to do what your words never could. Your stillness is not passive. It is a weapon. It is an act of faith that says, "I trust the armies of the Lord to fight where my hands cannot reach." It is in your stillness that divine justice accelerates. When you stop trying to control the outcome starts bending toward divine reversal. There is a heavenly courtroom active over your life right now. Angels have been dispatched not just to protect you from what's ahead, but to recover what's been stolen from behind. So now, the strategy is simple but powerful. Withdraw from arguments. Exit from distractions. Close your mouth and open your spirit. Speak less. Pray more. Watch everything. Because the enemy cannot trace your silence. The adversary thrives in noise but is rendered powerless in stillness. The moment you lower your volume, you heighten your vision. And the angel assigned to you is moving now, not because of how loud you pray, but because of how deeply you trust. You have wanted to be heard. You have cried out for someone to understand. But in this hour, you must exchange the need for explanation with the gift of divine observation. You will not always be vindicated with words. Sometimes your vindication comes in results. In the elevation no one saw coming. In the peace that cannot be shaken. In the way your presence begins to shift rooms without a single sentence. The angel of the Lord now stands beside your bed, watching, not your strength, but your surrender. Not your effort, but your alignment. They are taking record of your silence, your obedience, your willingness to let go of control in order to take hold of faith. And this kind of surrender does not go unnoticed. It invites supernatural warfare in your favor. Armies you cannot see are fighting battles you no longer need to carry. Keep your spirit soft, free from bitterness, rage, or revenge. But keep your boundaries firm. Stillness does not mean access. Forgiveness does not mean re-entry. You are being called to peace, but also to discernment. And discernment knows when to shut the door without slamming it, when to release people without resenting them. Say this aloud, and say it slowly, as the angel records your declaration. I am protected. I am seen. Heaven fights for me. Let these words become your new rhythm, your new song, your spiritual armor. And do not forget, this battle is already shifting in your favor. You do not need to retaliate to be restored. You only need to remain in position. Type "Heaven fights for me" in the comments if this word has confirmed your strategy. Blessing code 555 is surrounding your stillness. Now listen closely, for I speak not only as the guardian of your soul but as the announcer of your rise. You are not who they think you are anymore, and you are not even who you thought you were. Heaven has watched as you endured the storm, misunderstood its purpose, and questioned your strength. But through it all, something supernatural was forming inside you. While they saw the struggle, heaven saw the shift. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not fragile. You are forged. The fire did not burn you. It refined you. The pain did not weaken you. It purified you. And now, in this moment, the cocoon begins to tear. The angel standing guard over your process now speaks these words over your soul. The cocoon is breaking, wings are forming. You are stepping out of who you were, into who you were always meant to be. Not with noise, but with weight. Not with crowds, but with clarity. Everything in your life that felt like rejection was actually divine redirection. The closed doors were not denials. They were detours to preservation. The ones who walked away, the ones who didn't believe, the ones who underestimated the depth of your purpose. All of it was permitted. All of it was necessary, because your assignment is too sacred to be carried in the presence of the wrong voices. You are being elevated in silence, transformed in hiddenness, and you are about to emerge unrecognizable to the very ones who misjudged your process. The angel now declares, heaven calls you a carrier of divine fire. That fire, which once looked like pain, is now the proof of authority. The very thing that tried to destroy you has become your evidence, your burning bush, your holy mark, your unshakable signature. You have survived what others could not. You have endured what should have broken you. And now, that fire in you has become the light that exposes deception and ignites transformation. You're not meant to hide anymore. You're not meant to shrink. The enemy hoped you would stay small, stay uncertain, stay quiet. But the refining worked. The fire completed its assignment. And now, your voice will carry weight. Your presence will interrupt atmospheres. Not because of popularity, but because of purity. Not because of talent, but because of the trauma you overcame with faith. There is a boldness rising now. Not loud, but holy. It is not arrogance. It is alignment. You've learned to be still. Now you'll learn to speak. You've learned to retreat. Now you'll learn to lead. Heaven does not call the qualifying. Heaven qualifies the pawn. And you, beloved, have been qualified through fire. Every whisper against you, every lie spoken over you, every accusation and dismissal, it all served a higher purpose. Because you will never again crave their validation. You will never again beg for their attention. You have been repositioned for purpose, not performance. And this power you carry is not borrowed, it is bestowed. Stand up straighter. Speak with confidence. Pray with precision. Walk as though you already carry the authority God placed on your name, because you do. The angel has not left. The angel now walks with you. And where once you were protected, now you are propelled. You have not been surviving. You have been awakening. Type "I'm rising" in the comments if this word has spoken into your transformation. Blessing code 1212 is now lighting your next steps. This was never about them. Never about the betrayal. Never about the delay. Never about the door that closed or the person who walked away. This was never about what they said or what they didn't say. This was never about them. It was always about you. About your awakening. About your breaking. About your becoming. What felt like abandonment was actually the Lord calling you deeper into the mystery of your identity. What felt like punishment was actually preparation for purpose. The angel now opens the scroll that hath been hidden until this hour. And written across its pages is not a list of failures, but a blueprint of formation. Heaven says, this is your unlocking. Your next level waits. You have been pressed, sifted, misunderstood, and tested not to destroy your identity, but to reveal it. Because the old version of you could not carry the weight of what is being released next. You were chosen for something that requires full transformation, not partial surrender. And that is why the breaking has been so deep. That is why the silence lasted so long. That is why your angel has wept over you, not because you failed, but because you were so close to breaking through and didn't even know it. Heaven has spoken your name in secret meetings. You have been mentioned in rooms of divine strategy. While you wrestled with self-doubt, the courts of heaven were positioning you for an anointing your mind still struggles to comprehend. The divine realm has seen what you were willing to suffer quietly. The prayers you whispered with trembling hands. The questions you asked with no answers in return. The tears that fell without a witness. They were all documented. They were all sacred. They were all required. Because heaven does not elevate what hath not been empty. You are being promoted in the Spirit. There is no public announcement yet, but the shift is already underway. You felt it. The tension is different. The atmosphere around you is changing. Conversations feel different. Time feels accelerated. You're not imagining it. It's the momentum of destiny pulling you into divine alignment. And you're not being left behind. You're being lifted. And now comes the word that seals this section of your journey. What was hidden is being handed to you. You are entering a season of recovery, not of what others took, but of what was held back until you were ready. There are promises that have lingered in the spirit, waiting for maturity, waiting for purity, waiting for obedience. And now, because you did not abandon the process, they are being released. Your angel rejoices now, not because you are finished, but because you are finally aligned. And alignment always precedes arrival. That's why the warfare intensified. That's why the distractions increased. Because hell knew what heaven had planned for this moment. But you stood. You stayed. You listened. And now, you receive. Type "I receive my unlocking" in the comments if this word has awakened something in your soul. Blessing code 1717 is now falling upon your purpose. If this word just awakened something deep in your spirit, this is your moment to help us take this message to others who are still battling in silence. Every time you give, you plant seeds into souls waiting for divine truth. This is not just generosity, it's prophetic participation. The word says, "He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." Right now, your giving becomes a ripple in the spirit, reaching hearts you may never meet but will impact for eternity. If you feel led, support this ministry through Super Thanks, become a YouTube channel member, or give via PayPal. The link is in the video description. Don't just receive this word. Activate it by helping someone else find theirs. Now that the truth has been spoken, now that your angel has unveiled what you could not see and whispered what your heart had buried, there is only one response left: alignment. Because knowledge without action births delay, but obedience, raw, immediate, unshaken obedience, births acceleration. The heavens are not waiting on the next attack. They are waiting on your yes. Not a passive yes. Not a someday maybe yes. But the yes that causes angels to move, gates to open, and divine timing to lock into place. You must speak it aloud now. Not just think it. Not just hope it. Declare it. Announce it to the atmosphere. Your destiny is voice activated. Speak the words that silence doubt and summon clarity. I accept the divine shift unfolding in my life. A sentence is not small. A declaration is not symbolic. It is the key that opens the next scroll over your life. The moment you release it, heaven hears. The moment you speak it, the angel assigned to you moves from protection into activation. You are not meant to stay in the realm of revelation alone. God does not show you what's coming just to impress you. He shows you so that you will prepare, participate, and possess. It is time now. Time to act like the word is true. Time to reorganize your life, to rearrange your time, to release what cannot follow you, to pick up what fear told you to put down. This is not emotional inspiration. This is prophetic instruction. The shift has already begun, but if you don't move with it, you'll end up grieving a moment you were meant to govern. Do not retreat. Do not second guess. Do not return to old cycles simply because they are familiar. You are no longer the version of yourself that survived the last season. You are rising in new authority. You are walking in new sensitivity. You are carrying an oil that comes only from the crushing you endured. And that oil is for impact. It is not for storage. It is for release. It is time to pour. To go. To speak. Is so. To walk like the promise is already visible, even if your eyes are still catching up to what your spirit knows. Every step you take now activates angelic assistance. Heaven walks with the moving, not the hesitating. When you step forward in faith, you give God something to breathe on. Do not wait for all the resources to arrive. Do not wait for perfect clarity. Do not wait for the applause or the open door to come gift-wrapped. You must begin where you are, with what you have, and let obedience multiply what you carry. The same God who whispered to you is the same God who will walk with you. There is no need for perfection, only positioning. Heaven doesn't require your flawless execution, only your surrendered direction. Stop waiting until you feel worthy. Stop disqualifying yourself based on yesterday. The angel is not looking for your resume. The angel is looking for your readiness. And heaven says, I do not need perfection. I need agreement. So declare this again, boldly, prophetically, without hesitation. I accept the divine shift unfolding in my life. Let every lie that tried to disqualify you be silenced by this truth. You are chosen, and your yes is what unlocks the next chapter. Type yes to destiny in the comments if your spirit is ready. Blessing code 1515 is now opening doors before you. There is more happening around you right now than your natural eyes can see. While you sleep, while you rest, while you wonder if heaven is even aware, the spiritual realm is alive with motion. Heaven is not still. The spirit is not silent. And your angel is not idle. There is a silent exchange taking place, not in your room, but in the realm of eternity, a negotiation not of money, not of things, but of soul, identity, and restoration. In the stillness of your nights, the Spirit has been interceding for you. You may have thought your tears fell into emptiness, but they were caught, everyone. Each tear a petition, each sigh a signature. The cries you didn't have language for have become divine data, sent into the courts of heaven to be reviewed, weighed, and answered. What the world never saw, what people never understood, God gathered. Not a moment was lost. Not a single ache was wasted. You must know this. The silence you've been walking through is not abandonment. It is not neglect. It is not evidence of divine distance. It is the sound of transaction. While your life seemed paused, while the people around you moved on, something deeper was taking place. Heaven was not denying you. Heaven was rebalancing you. What was stolen is now being assessed. What was broken is being counted. What was unfair is being measured. Your pain has purchased something in eternity, and the return is greater than anything you could have imagined. There are assets, spiritual resources, supernatural opportunities, divine alignments that are being transferred back to you, not as compensation but as restoration. And this transfer is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is not posted or promoted. It happens in the dark, in the quiet, in the still hours of the night when your heart is still open and your hands are no longer fighting. It is happening even now, while you are listening, while you are surrendering. The angel assigned to your life is engaged in this exchange, not battling demons for victory that was already secured, but standing as witness, as recorder, as executor of divine justice. You have stepped into a moment where nothing is lost, only repositioned. What you thought slipped away, what you grieved is gone, is simply being held for a greater release. And that release is on schedule. But here's the mystery. This is not a public exchange. This is private, holy, sacred. The Spirit moves in secret to protect what He's preparing. You won't see it coming. You won't even recognize it at first. But suddenly, you'll find yourself in the very place you thought you'd never reach. Surrounded by favor you didn't fight for. Protected by peace you didn't buy. And filled with clarity you never earned, because heaven was moving even when you were waiting. Now, remember what the angel says in this hour. You sensed it before you saw it. That's how the Spirit leads. Trust that feeling. Trust that pause. Trust that shift in your belly that tells you something unseen has already changed. That is discernment. That is alignment. That is confirmation. Let it guide you forward now. And understand this: the exchange is in motion. Your stillness is faith. Your surrender is strategy. And your quiet agreement is the loudest yes heaven needs. Type "I trust what heaven is doing" in the comments if this confirms what your spirit has felt. Blessing code 3131 is now active in the realm around you. There comes a moment when heaven no longer waits for men to repent, for people to confess, or for situations to self-correct. That moment is called divine justice, and it has already begun. You may not have seen it yet, but in the spirit realm, the scales have tipped. The imbalance has been addressed. The accusations, the betrayals, the lies spoken over your name, they have been heard, weighed, and ruled on in the courts of the Most High. You did not cry in vain. You did not endure in silence for nothing. What they thought was unseen has been written in light, and heaven has responded with righteous reversal. Let this truth sink deep into your soul. Justice is not coming. Justice has begun. You don't need to look for it, chase it, or manipulate your way into it. It is not in man's hands. It is not in the timing of apology or the return of stolen favor. It is in the authority of the Lord Most High, and He has already ruled. Every word spoken in shadow, every plot formed in envy, every false narrative crafted behind your back is now being unraveled in the light. Not by your hand, but by His. And when heaven reverses what hell tried to establish, no lie can stand, no curse can stick, and no opposition can survive. The angel who has watched you weep now stands tall in execution. This is no longer about comfort. It is about correction. Divine correction. The ones who thought they got away with what they did to you are about to encounter the God who defends the humble. Not through your revenge, but through reaping. For as it is written, whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. And the time of reaping is upon them. But listen closely, chosen one. You are not to gloat. You are not to celebrate their exposure. This reversal is not for you to dance on graves, but to walk into gates. Because your blessing is not tied to their destruction. Your blessing is tied to your obedience. So rise in humility, not pride. Walk in power, not pettiness. Because heaven is vindicating you not to make a point, but to make room. The same ones who mocked you will witness your elevation. The same ones who doubted you will watch doors open they can't enter. But you must stay focused. Don't turn back. Don't try to explain. Don't try to justify what God is already correcting. Let the reversal speak for itself. Let favor become your response. Let peace become your evidence. What was once stolen is now returning to you multiplied. Not just returned, but redeemed. You are stepping into visible favor, into unexplainable breakthroughs, into accelerated timing. Not because you fought harder, but because you trusted deeper. Divine reversal is heaven's answer to your restraint. You refused to curse. You chose to bless. You refused to attack. You chose to weigh. And now, heaven rewards the posture of your heart with the movement of its hand. So hear the angel declare over your life: every injustice is being overturned. Every crooked path is being made straight. Every lie is being dismantled. Every delay is being redeemed. It is happening right now, beneath the surface, round your name, through your story. The chapter they thought was your ending has become your evidence. Type "justice has begun" in the comments if your spirit knows this reversal is for you. Blessing code 1919 is now manifesting over every stolen promise. Now breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Let your spirit receive. This message did not come to entertain your curiosity. It came to seal your confirmation. You have not been forsaken. You have not been forgotten. You have not been cast aside. You have been foretold. Heaven knew this hour would come. Heaven knew your strength would fade. Heaven knew your spirit would ache with questions. And heaven also knew you would still be standing when this word found you. Let this truth echo in the chambers of your soul. You were never unprotected. You were never uncovered. You were never without angelic watch. The same spirit that hovered over creation has hovered over your life, silently organizing what looked like chaos into the blueprint of divine destiny. And now that moment is here, the moment when you step out of confusion and into confidence. The shift is no longer coming. It is already happening. The angel has completed the delivery. The scroll has been opened. The instructions have been released. And now, the final blessing must be spoken over you, a seal, a spiritual command, an impartation of peace and power that carries you from this moment forward. Heaven says, may your eyes be open to what I've already secured for you, not to what might be, not to what could happen, but to what is already done in the Spirit, what's already settled, what's already won. Peace to your mind. Let the whirlwind of worry die down now. Power to your steps. Let every move be directed, protected, and anointed. Protection to your path. Let the road ahead be lit with clarity, cleared of traps, and covered by angelic presence. Your atmosphere is shifting. Your awareness is deepening. Your anointing is stirring. You are no longer surviving. You are stepping into divine strategy. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Your assignment is not on pause. It is now in propelled motion. Every delay has served its purpose. Every silence has spoken. Every battle has built you. You are ready. Not because of perfection, but because of surrender. And now I say to you, as heaven watches, as angels circle, as the throne approves, rise. Move forward. You are covered. You are called. And the next move of God is walking with you. Type I am sealed and sent in the comments if you receive the fullness of this message. Final blessing code 2020 is now resting over your journey. If this final word sealed something deep within your spirit, and if you felt the breath of God in every sentence, I invite you to join this mission of releasing heaven's voice across the earth. This isn't about supporting a platform. It's about fueling the fire that sets captives free. The word declares those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. When you give, when you sow, when you partner with this anointed message, you become a vessel that carries light into the darkness. You become part of someone else's miracle. Support through Super Thanks. Become a channel member, or use the PayPal link in the description to plant your seed into fertile soil. This is not a suggestion. This is your opportunity to activate heaven's flow through obedience. The harvest attached to this giving will not delay. Step into it boldly. Sow into it faithfully. Watch God move.